Hello everyone! Happy Mardi Gras! Of course, by the time this gets released, it'll probably be past that. But today we are making king cake. I love king cake. My family absolutely loves it. We usually make a bunch more for family and friends, and now I'm going to be sharing it with all of you guys. So this is actually taking place a little bit after I got started. So I wanted to jump in here though and show you where we are at. So the dough is resting and it needs to rest for 2 hours. So if you bake at home quite a bit and maybe you leave out an ingredient or two, you might want to try to save it before it gets put in the oven, right? Can it be done? Well, I left out an ingredient and I added it back in before I had it sitting and proofing, and we're gonna find out whether or not the king cake is gonna come out okay. But with that said, let's go back in time and figure out how I got into this mess to begin with.
All right, here is the list of ingredients you will need for this king cake. You will need 2 packages of active dry yeast, a half a cup of warm water, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 stick of butter, 1 package of cream cheese, 2 eggs, a half a cup of sugar, and 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Slow it down. Back it up. Brianna, what are you doing? You're forgetting something. You forgot to place out what these people are going to be needing for their king cake. You guys, you're going to need 1 cup of milk. Apparently, past self Brianna did not remember this ingredient. All right, your first step is going to be to add the 2 packages of dry yeast to a half a cup of warm water. And I did forget to record this part, but make sure you also add a tablespoon of sugar to your yeast. It's going to help the activation, and you're going to set it aside for 10 minutes, and you will notice that it will be nice and frothy and bubbly. To our pot here, we're going to add our 1 stick of butter, and we're going to get that melted down. And once our butter is melted down, you will be adding the package of cream cheese to it. Go ahead and stir that in and get that melted down as well. And cue disaster. This is where I should have added my 1 cup of milk to my pot here, and I did not. And now we will get back to the unfolding up until I realize what I have done. But once everything is well incorporated with the milk, you will take it off of the burner to cool down. So this is what your yeast should look like after it's been sitting for 10 minutes, nice and frothy and bubbly. You're gonna add that to your mixing bowl using dough hooks. So next you're gonna add your half a cup of sugar, your half a teaspoon of salt, and you're gonna also take your mixture of cream cheese, butter, and milk off the stove and put it into your mixing bowl. Once that is well mixed, you are going to start adding your cups of flour slowly to your mixer until well combined. So my mixing bowl wasn't doing a very good job. I think it's time for an upgrade. So what I decided to do was to dump the whole mixture out onto my countertop to start mixing it by hand. So your next step is going to be to knead the dough. This step is crucial to make sure that you have a nice and aerated, fluffy dough. If you over knead it, it's going to become tough and chewy. So make sure not to mix it too much, but just enough so you can get the air incorporated into your dough. Now, this is where I started to realize, why is my dough so dry? This is where I forgot to add the milk. So the next step ahead, I did not record because I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I placed it back into the pot and added my milk and mixed it the best I could. And it was like sticky porridge like. The milk just really wasn't coming quite together. So I went ahead and added an extra cup of flour to offset all of that stickiness and started to re-knead it. So as you can see here, it is still a little bit sticky, but it is coming together as it should. It does not look like the previous picture of all of that dry dough. You're just basically looking for kind of like a nice stretch, a nice sheen, rounded dough with still a little bit of tackiness. You don't want it obviously too dry. You want a little bit of moisture still inside it. When you are done kneading your dough, you will get a bowl out and lightly grease it and cover it with a damp cloth for 2 hours. For the inside mixture of your king cake, you are going to need 1/3 a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and 1/3 a cup of brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of melted butter. You're going to take your brown sugar and your regular granulated sugar and your cinnamon and mix it all together. So our dough has finished proofing, and 1, 2, 3, it has doubled in size, which is a very good sign. That is what you're looking for if it was done properly. We're just gonna punch this out and get to rolling. So we're just gonna start out by lightly flouring our countertop here and start rolling it out to about 1/8, maybe 1/4 of an inch. You don't want it too thick though, that's for sure. So before we start rolling this out, you're gonna shape it into a ball and cut it in half. You can either save the other half to do beignets with, or you can make 2 king cakes out of this. It'll last up to a week in the fridge or 3 months in the freezer. So as we're rolling out this dough, I thought it would be fun to throw in a few fun facts about where the king cake came from. It was brought over to New Orleans from France in 1870. The king cake is adorned with purple and green and gold sprinkles, purple for justice, green for faith, and gold for power. These colors were chosen to resemble a jeweled crown honoring the wise men who visited Jesus Christ. In the past, such things as coins, beans, pecans, or peas were hidden in the king cake. It is tradition now to find a teeny plastic baby within the king cake. At a party, the king cake is sliced and served. Each person, it looks for the tiny baby inside. And if you find it, you are king for the day. And you have to host the party next year and bring the king cake. So Mardi Gras has a movable date and may occur on any Tuesday from February 3rd to March 9th. It is always the day before Ash Wednesday and always falls 46 days before Easter. So this is kind of like a last big celebration party before generally if you celebrate Ash Wednesday or Lent, that you typically have to get rid of something. Once you have your dough all rolled out, you're going to take your melted butter and you're going to spread it all over. You're going to want to do this a little generously, but not too much. Just enough really to get your cinnamon sugar mixture to stick. You are then going to want to take your cinnamon sugar mixture and sprinkle it all over. Now, as you're doing so, you may think that it's too much. Believe me, it is not. All of this is going to melt into the dough and it's going to taste amazing. All right, next step is you're going to start rolling it in. You're going to want it pretty compact, but not too tightly rolled. And as you stretch it out to form a circle, make sure that the seam is faced down. As you're putting this together, you're kind of going to want to like stick one end inside of it and kind of do an overlap of the other pastry dough so it forms a one circular kind of oval ring. Then you're also going to make sure to set that aside and cover it with a damp cloth for 30 minutes and brush the top of it with some of the remaining melted butter. Then you're going to place it into your preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes or until golden brown.
So we did have a little bit of a blowout on our cake here. I would recommend maybe pinching it along with putting it seam side down, and maybe you won't have that happen, but it's all right. We're covering it up with frosting and sprinkles anyways. It's all good.
So for the icing, it's just a simple powdered sugar and milk mixture. I used about 2 cups of sugar and I slowly drizzle in the milk. What you're looking for is a ribbon-like consistency for your icing. Now that our king cake has cooled down completely, I am going to go ahead and flip it over, and it is time to hide the little baby. So I'm just gonna poke it inside randomly, just find a spot and get him in there. All right, you guys, it is time to ice this thing. I went ahead and put our icing into a squeeze bottle. If you are doing this with kids, I definitely recommend doing it this way, because if you're taking your time with the kids, the icing can kind of form a hard crust shell on the outside. And in previous years, we have had the sprinkles just completely fall off of it and not stick to it. So this is a really good way to kind of put it on certain sections and then put some sprinkles on and then add some more icing and then some more sprinkles. So if you have a wired rack, that might be a good thing to use so your cake just isn't sitting in a pool of frosting. But I mean, who doesn't love a little extra icing anyways? So then you're just going to take your sprinkles and put them on in rainbow-like fashion.
Guys.
All right, here is our final king cake. We will see how it turns out, considering I did not do it in the proper order of the mixture. So who's gonna get that crown? Bella? You're gonna get it?
Yeah.
You're gonna be the queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a day.
All right, I'm gonna cut into it. All right. Okay, where do you want me to cut, Bella? Where's your piece gonna be?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
All right.
He's going to get to the crown for us.
Purple side or green and gold?
Purple side.
Purple side.
I like purple. Gee. Mine. Mine. You like purple? No. I don't know. I get a purple first.
All right. I don't see baby in that one. Nope. Okay, Wyatt, what side are you gonna go for?
This side.
Okay, some green and gold?
Yeah, it's green and gold.
Green and gold. All right. A little wobbly. Not that the cake stuff, it's just the table's a little
wobbly.
yeah, not the plate that it's on is. I don't know. I don't think I see it in that one either. Daddy?
Something off of that one over there.
Something off of this one over here.
Cut it in half. I'll split it with you.
Ooh, be clean. What's it down? What inside of me get?
Find the baby Jesus.
A baby Jesus?
Little baby Jesus.
What?
Oh boy. I don't know. I think it's still hiding somewhere in there. Oh my goodness, all of this gooey frosting that just dripped off of it. Very good. I think does the family maybe declare Bella as queen though, even though nobody got the baby?
Maybe.
Maybe? Yeah. Go ahead, Bud. Put it on. It did turn out really good, didn't it?
Yeah. I find it!
Did you find it?
It was in my piece!
Oh my goodness! Where is he? Oh, Wyatt got it! Oh, you need to hand over the crown.
You really king.
Wyatt gets to be king. He found the little baby. Dun 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 dun! It's a little silly on you. That's okay. You can look silly.
Okay, now I want to look. Well,
I have to say though, this is really, really good. I'm honestly surprised because of the way I accidentally forgot to add the milk. I thought like maybe adding more flour, you know, to help not make it so sticky though. I thought it was going to turn out really dense though by adding more flour, and it didn't.
No.
Oh, good. Did Mommy nail it?
Yes. Yes.
Yay.
No, we're doing tonight.
All right, everyone. I hope you guys had a very happy Mardi Gras. And thank you for joining us on making this delicious king cake. I hope you give it a try as well. Either in the future, I mean, who says it has to be just on Mardi Gras? Or enjoy it next year as well. And with that said, as always, an ordinary life is truly extraordinary. And we'll see you guys on our next adventure. Bye.
Bye.